Okay, I'm live. Good evening. Hi, everyone. It's Elizabeth Barrett here. Elizabeth Barrett, Kinesiology. This is a workshop tonight, so those of you who are joining me live, say hello in the comments. And if you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. So this is a free workshop about making prayer ties, and those of you who have registered will have the materials list, so you'll be right to go. And if you haven't registered, or if you would like the materials list emailed to you, just send me a message with your email, and I will get that to you. So I'm just going to talk a little bit about prayer ties and how they're used and how I use them. So when I was learning Cherokee bodywork years ago, we learned how to make prayer ties. And I have some notes to remind me of what the prayer tie situation was back then. So the prayer ties are designed to hold your thoughts. So hold your thoughts, your intentions, your desires, your dreams, your goals, your wishes, your good intentions, your prayers. So that's the idea of it. And in this Cherokee sort of bodyworks thing that I was learning, and they were Native Americans that were teaching it. So they talked about it being a connection to spirit, a way of ceremony, and for their practice, they would leave them hanging, and usually it was 4 days, and then they would burn them in another ceremony. It's completely up to you. I usually leave them to hang sometimes for 6 months. It just depends on what my purpose is. So it's entirely up to you whether you keep them for a long time or not. And traditionally, tobacco is used. I don't deal with tobacco. I don't handle tobacco. My drug of choice is tea. I love tea, so I use tea leaves. You can use any herb. If you're in Australia, dried eucalyptus leaves. I mean, of course, if you are more into, the smudging and that kind of practice, then maybe for you the sage leaves is perfect. But any dried herbs, even if you were a bit stuck for things, you might have some herbal tea bags or loose herbal tea that would work as well. Again, this is entirely up to you. So those of you who know me will know that I don't follow rules. I like to follow my inner guidance, and this is what I sort of teach. Yes, of course, you use whatever you're drawn to, and if you're someone that loves tradition, use the traditional things, but I'm not a stickler for that. I think that we really need to be tuning into what is right for us, and nobody minds if we borrow some of the practices from the Indigenous communities around the world. My maybe little outside of the box way of looking at it is I've had many past lives, and I've been many cultures. I've been many different forms of native person, native spirit. So I've done all this before. So I think that it's something we can all share. Just my take on it. Now, if we were sort of sitting outside or sitting in circle, we could ponder at that time a question or the prayer, and maybe walk with that. Actually walk with that energy. And they say that it's like asking the spirits to walk with your question. And possibly then, if your prayer ties are questions and you're wanting inspiration to come, then that would be the intention, and you would ask spirit to walk with that and bring you a solution or an answer to your question. So that's another way to look at it. The colours. So the prayer ties, if you don't have your materials list, then that's okay. We're still going to move forward. So I happen to have red fabric in my house, and that's all I have. So I'm using red. Red is one of my brand colours for my business. There's a lot of red in my life. Not tonight. I'm pink tonight. So that's why there's no other reason for red. So you might like to go with chakra colours and have one prayer tie for each colour of the chakras. You might like to go with the 7 directions or the 4 directions. So 7 directions is north, south, east and west, above and below, and connectedness. So we have white, black, red, blue, green, and the connectedness is purple. If you want to, and you can look all of this up. If you love to be a stickler for those traditions, then go for it. I think that's all I want to say on what that's about. Okay, so how I use it now is I use the ritual of prayer ties to hold my intentions, my choices, my heart's desires. Right? So if anyone's done William Whitecloud's work, you'll know what I mean by choices. So I have 10 choices that come from heart's desires. So the first 4 choices are fundamental choices that most people who do this kind of the choice work have as their first 4, right? So to find your heart desires, now that's a whole other workshop, right? So we don't always know what's truly in our heart, and I'm really working on putting together some more information on this. And people will come to me and want to manifest or create these big goals. And when you look into it deeper, it's actually not necessarily a true heart desire. So it is about getting to the truth of what your heart is desiring. There's nothing wrong with having big goals. Of course you can use this ritual for that as well. But in terms of the true heart desires, that's sometimes requires looking underneath a few layers of conditioning and unconscious programming, shall we say. So the choices, what's in your heart. So I hope that if you have got your materials list, you will have a list of your choices, or what else did I call them? Wasn't just choices, wishes, what you want to manifest, what you want to create, prayers, perhaps for loved ones, intentions, questions, as we said, questions that you want answers to can go in there. And the answers might come to you in dream form or inspiration. You could be driving down the road and a truck passes with the words on it that is the answer to your question. So that's how spirit works. So they can be used for this. And gratitude, what you're grateful for. That's beautiful too. So a list of those. And if you don't have that yet, just watch along and you can play as we go or watch the replay. Now, also in the PDF I sent out was the option to put other things in the prayer tie. So we have our herbs. In my case, I'm using tea. It's a golden Mao Feng, I can't pronounce it, black tea. I think it's a fermented one. So we have our herb or tobacco if you're traditional. And we have, so in my case, I have 10 choices, 10 pieces of fabric. So the offering for spirit, or however you connect, the universe, God, goes into the middle of your fabric. Now, the next part of this is you might be someone who's really into crystals. You might like to use crystals to put in as well. Just remember, though, that we are releasing these at some time further down the track, either into the earth by burying them or into the fire by burning them. So if these are things that are precious to you, you might not choose to then do that later on. All right? It's perfectly fine to go and take your crystals back out, cleanse them and reuse them, because there's no rules. This is all about what feels right for you. And this is where people get a bit, feel like a boat without a rudder around me, because I'm like, well, how does it feel? Like, but what's the instructions? What's the next step? Yeah, but how do you feel? What's your next step? All right. So this is a really good practice to start tuning into that, to that inner wisdom. Now, I work with essential oils, so I use oils as well as the dried herb. And so I have got 10 oils here all in a row ready to go, so we can work with those as well. Oils are powerful, right? Very powerful vibrational medicine. Anything else? If anyone's joining me live, it doesn't look like there's any questions at this point or comments, so just I'll keep checking. Just put your hand up and ask a question. So having said that, I want to open the circle now, because we are now in circle. We're going to do a ritual. And I would just welcome in spirit and welcome in all of our spirit team, our spirit guides, and connecting with Mother Earth and Grandfather Sky, and of course the 4 directions. So for me, we have north is this way, east, south and west, and of course the collective and spirit. So I'm just going to ask that we're protected and supported during this ritual time together in circle. And I declare the circle open. I don't have a candle to light right now. That's okay. Has anyone noticed the energy has completely shifted now? We're in circle. I just wanted to point that out. Even if you're watching the replay, you might even feel that if you're very sensitive. So now's the time to have your list, and it's whatever you want it to be. As I said, these are my choices. This is what I want to create for my life. And I have 10 of these. I don't know whether I'm going to read them all out. Some of them are personal, but I will read some out as we go. And we take our first piece of fabric. And you might have a certain order if you're working in chakras, or chakra is also the correct terminology. I was taught chakra, so that's how I pronounce it. You might start from the base chakra and go up, and other people like to start from the crown and go down. So it's entirely up to you. If you're interested in the colours, I have this. This is the 7 chakra colours here. So you can always look for that online if that's something that's interesting to you. If you are keen to have each prayer tie a different colour. So I have already put my offering here, which is the dried herb, into the first piece of fabric. And this is really about connecting with the energy of what it is you're wanting to put in here. Whether it's your gratitude, your wishes, your desires, your aspirations, your question. So connecting to the energy of it. And so my first choice, I choose the end result of living my true nature and purpose. So you can speak it into your tie. You can breathe it into your tie. You can imagine it into your tie or think it in. Connecting to the energy of what you're putting in. So if I want to connect to the energy of living my true nature and purpose, I'm imagining what it feels like to be in that energy of who I truly am and what I'm truly here for. And with the breath, and because I work in oils, the oil for this one is called Midnight Forest, which is a blend. And I do work with doTERRA, even though it's like a pyramid thing. The quality is, I've tried other oils, and so I'm setting my intention in here and landing it here with this oil, connecting with it through the senses. So you might want to connect through how it smells, how it feels, how it tastes, this wish, desire, dream, choice, question. And I feel like that's complete. So we just, and they can be any size, but it doesn't need to be bigger than that. We just bundle it up, and you have a piece of string. This is where you tie them and hang them, whether it's outside or inside. And we're just going to, I want to have a bit of an end on it because I'd like to hang that up. And you tie it. That's the prayer. This is the tie bit. It's really lovely to do it in circle. And in circle just means creating like an energy bubble around you and whoever's joining you, inviting spirit or the ancestors, and formally opening the circle. Some people I work with are a bit frightened of negative energy, so you get protected if you're in circle even more. And that's your first tie. Easy. Okay, so I'm going to do my second one. So a pinch of my offering, which is my tea. And I'm going to connect with the energy of my second choice, my second desire, which is I choose the end result of being free. Free to be me. Free. Freedom to me is about free from the conditioning of my childhood, free from the trauma of my ancestors and my past lives, free so that I can connect to the truth of who I am. Oh, there's charge on that one. Did you feel that? So I'm just connecting with that. There's a lot in this one. It's making me just, the energy's going right up into my head. Wow. Powerful, hey? So the oil for this one is clove, which I don't love the smell of. These all just tested up. You can just use your intuition or choose ones you like. You could read the book, the emotions book with the oils. Each oil has like a little spiel about what it vibrates at and how it can heal for you. I haven't done that. I just tested them up. And just breathing in the cloves. Oh, very strong and powerful, this prayer tie. And you can walk with the energy of this for a while if you choose. Literally walk, or walk in your mind, in your imagination. And you can actually connect with spirit and see who comes in. When I tune into this one, I definitely have, one of my guides is walking with me. I actually have one of my guides is a chief, Native American chief. The chief. And he's right here in the energy of this one. That's very powerful medicine. Okay, so now we just go along a little bit. Some people might like to measure exactly, and that's okay. I hope that I'm just going to guess and fit them all in. If not, we can retie them, Don't worry. It still will work if you need to move them along a bit. And we're just tying that. So a double knot. Don't need to know how to tie knots like the Scouts. And there we have 2 prayer ties. And no, they're not all the right way up or anything. If that's a problem for you, then you can just tie it so that they sit properly. That's not something that bothers me, so I'm rough as guts. Can be. Not terribly creative like that. I'm just going to check and see if there's any questions at this point. And I might only do a couple more because I don't know that you need to sit here with me and watch me do all of my choices. But you're welcome to. All right, number 3. A pinch of offering into the prayer tie. I choose the end result of being healthy and staying healthy. And then I want to step into the energy of what it feels like to be healthy and stay healthy as I get older, further down my path. Yeah, it's about strength for me. Feels like strength, strong bones, strong muscles, strong heart. And the oil for this one is thyme. So that's a herb most people are familiar with. And because I love oils, I will go back and look up in my little book what the relevance is of these. Well, that's a lovely fragrance. That's what it smells like to be healthy and stay healthy. And then, so we bundle it up. When it feels complete, when you've walked with the energy for long enough and you feel it's complete, then you can tie it. I don't need to walk with that one for too long. I've always been quite healthy. Just want to stay that way. What does it mean for you, this tie that you're tying? Why is it important? Really feel the energy of that. Why is it important? Feel what it feels like to be in that energy of the question, the wish, the desire, the gratitude, the prayer. So 3. Number 4. Your offering. I could be going too fast for some of you, that's fine. If you just want to slow it down. Number 4, I choose the end result of being the predominant creative force in my own life. So this is about the fact that we can create our own life. We have the power. Some people get triggered by that. It's like, oh, if that's the case, why would bad things happen? That's a whole other story, right? If we understand that we can create and change, we can create change, no matter how bad things are, we have that capability, then I would have thought that's gives you hope, you know. So if I'm the predominant creative force, what that means to me is doesn't matter what other people are doing or saying. I'm just going to keep on my focus on what I'm here for and what I'm here to do and on my path. That's what I feel that means for me right now. You know, especially in business, like the next shiny thing. What are they doing over there? Oh, no, focus here. Create here. All right. It feels like fun to create my own life. It feels like fun. What have we got? Wild orange. This is such a fun oil. So there we go. Connecting the energy of the oil to the intention, and they match, right? It's meant to be fun for me. I'm here to have joy. I love this oil. It's one of my favorites. It's like the childlike wonder, you know? I could eat that. I probably shouldn't. So we sit with the energy, walk with the energy, and just see if anyone comes in to walk beside you. I love that. And then just tie it to the next. You might like to have an order that you do them in. These are just the way they came. So my 4 fundamental choices, which are the ones everyone has at the start of their heart's desires work. And the next 6 are my personal ones. Oh, the oils are actually mixing together now and they're a bit strong. Oh, any questions? No. Of course, if you're watching the replay, post any questions or comments. I'll come back. Because I know it's actually a public holiday, so a lot of people might still be away in Victoria. You might be catching this another time. I feel like I'm done for this workshop. I have 6 more to do, and I'm not sure that that's interesting. And I won't be reading these out because they're private, but that's okay. I'll do one more. So the offering of your herbs. I choose the end result, or you can have your gratitude. I have a question or a wish or a prayer for a loved one. This one's a big one. So sitting or walking with the energy of this desire, whatever you want to create or give gratitude towards, good intentions. And the oil for this one is yarrow pom. pomegranate and yarrow together, which sounds odd, doesn't it? And it's really hard to open, actually, this one. Might not be able to. Oh, I can. For some of these thicker oils are not easy to work with. And it doesn't have a dropper in it. Ooh, that's a lot of oil. It's like tar. That's a weird smell. It's a weird smell. So what does that say about my choice? Weird stuff's going to happen, but we love weird stuff. Weird stuff always happens with my work. This choice is about my work and my gifts. And let's see how weird it gets. So sitting or walking with the energy of this prayer tie until you feel complete. Yeah, I'm getting my body saying, yep, you're complete. And then tying it onto the next one. I actually think I am going to do them all here. Otherwise, I'll have to go do them anyway. You can just fast forward these bits. I don't know whether there's an option here to make it quicker. Like on YouTube, you can, when people talk really slowly, I love that you can change the playback speed. I'm just so impatient. Like, I've got time for an hour of this. Let's make it half an hour and double the speed. All right. So we've got halfway there. Oh my God, we're halfway there. All right, I'll just go a bit quicker. Now I've said that. Next piece of fabric, your herbs, your offering, and the next choice for me. I choose the end result. This is about my kinesiology work practice. Yeah, I love that one. Okay. So we sit or walk with the energy of it. If it's a question, you hand that one over to Spirit or the universe, whatever terminology you prefer. I'm not saying that it's one and the same. It's just some people prefer to talk, the universe delivers, that kind of speak. Other people, they can commune with Spirit. So you can do both. So feeling the energy of this, my kinesiology practice feels good. And we have the ylang ylang, or is it lang lang? Does anybody know? Is it ylang ylang or lang lang? I find this really strong. I've actually really diluted that because it's so strong. I'm very surprised it came up as an oil for me. You just need the tiniest amount. Yes, it was like I got the oil right down to maybe a quarter and just filled it up with coconut oil because it's so strong. It's very flowery. Does that mean my kinesiology is going to get flowery, or it's going to get potent? Oh, that's exciting. So when you feel complete, tie the next one on. Am I going to have enough room? That was my worry at the start. So we're just doing a double knot. It's not fancy, unless you know fancy knots. Okay, have a look, see? Isn't it getting gorgeous? I mean, they're just so cute. And if you had all different colours, how good would that be? Alright, next one. Oh, that is strong, that ylang ylang. Fabric, herbal offering. I choose the end result. This one I might share. A bit vulnerable. I choose the end result of loving connection with a high vibe community of my people, where I am welcome, honoured and celebrated. And you're all there. You're all out there. Feels really nice, actually. We have the sandalwood. Sandalwood's the oil. So if you're just joining, you don't have to use oils. I just work with oils. You can do whatever you want. You could use bark essences. You could use any other essences. You could use stuff out of the garden. I don't know. We've talked about the crystals. anything. So just connecting to the energy of your prayer tie and the intention that's now holding. Walk with it, sit with it for as long as you need to, ponder it, meditate on it. You could spend hours if that's your thing. I tend to move. There's no incorrect. I do love the sandalwood. It's very yummy. And then we just tie it. When you feel ready, you can tie it. Oh, and the other thing you can also do is if you wanted to write things down, because words are so powerful, the written word can be handwritten or typed, you can cut them up. So you've got your list and you can cut them into little strips and put them in as well. That's powerful too. I didn't do that because I just remembered that was another thing you can do. All right, look at that. What am I up to? 3 more. All right, this one is about so your herbs. Choose the end result. I'm not going to share that one. Feels good though. And because I'm using the oils, this one's wintergreen, which smells like deep heat, and it has a childproof lid that's really strong. It's actually been coming up for a lot of people in the clinic, and it's about surrender. Oh, so I've got to hand this one over to the universe, this choice. I've got to surrender and stop. Not that I have been too much, but if you constantly, is it here yet? Like, how am I going to do that? The how can really get in the way of your manifestation. Constantly checking to see if it's here yet. So this oil and this choice is about surrendering it. So I'm just tuning into the energy of it now. Surrendering it to spirit, to the universe, and really just taking my next step. And the next step is lately for me, is about following the feeling from within. So what feels good? What is my body saying yes to? And just letting go of that. I still want it. It's just that one's being told to surrender. So we just then, when that's complete, let's do a double knot, tie it onto the next bit there. Oh, this is quite lovely. I haven't done this in such a long time. Okay. So my second last, I choose the end result of divine, loving and beautiful connection with my horses. And it says, I am the horse whisperer. And I am. And it's about acknowledging and owning it. And this is white fur has come through for this one. White fur, I think, is about the ancestors. Oh, I can't. So releasing anything that's telling me I can't do it. Or I shouldn't. I should be focusing on more sensible things. That's what's coming through. So yeah, I'm going to walk with this a moment. The energy of this one's really resonating in my body, and how important having this connection with the horses is. My horses. And I just want to say that, am I the horse whisperer, or are they the people whisperer? Or are they the Elizabeth whisperer? That feels a bit more accurate. Because they're the ones that tell me. Like, they're telling me how to be. It's not the other way around at all. That's interesting. Alright, so I'm just tying this with a double knot. And I've got one more. And look how much I didn't leave enough room on that end. So this is not as long as I'd like it to be, so I could tie that somewhere. Now, because I said I don't have rules, how bad would it be to put the last one at the start? It's not bad at all. It makes more sense. That's going to upset some people who are more precise, we'll say. Last one. I hope you're enjoying this. Very meditative ritual. So your fabric, your herbal offering, the energy of your desire, wish, dream, choice, what you want to create, question that you have. You don't have to do 10. You can do more. You do as many as feels right. You might want to have one for your prayers for your family, and another set of ties for what you want to create, and another set of ties for your gratitude. Like, you can have, you can do whatever you want. I'll keep this one to myself because this one's, I choose the end result of. This one feels weird. Not landing. It's not really landing. Spikenard is the oil for this one. So I need to walk in with spirit with this energy of this one. I think it feels so far away in the future. Yeah, it does. That's okay. There's no hurry. Spikenard. Alright. Must be weird for people if they just see this live and click on it and go, what the hell's going on here? What is going on? We're making prayer ties. Very earthy spikenard. So just walk as long as you need with the energy of this prayer tie. Until it feels like you're ready to tie it. So it's changing as I sit with this. It actually doesn't have to be far away at all. I am going to put it here because I've got more room, even though this was the start. Nobody cares. Spirit doesn't care where they get placed, unless there's a meaning for you in the order of where they sit on the string. Then, by all means, be precise. Okay, so there are my ties. So I'm going to hang these, I'm not sure where yet, maybe outside. They're often hung in trees or somewhere important outdoors. You can hang it over your bed, you can hang it wherever you want. And in 4 days or in some time in the future, if you want to do another ceremony and release them by burning, you can bury them, whatever you want to do. That's entirely up to you. I'm going to close the circle. Thank you for those who are joining me. Thank you to those who are joining me on the replay. I'm going to thank Spirit for being with us tonight. I'm going to thank our Spirit teams, our Spirit guides for supporting us, our angels for protecting us while we're in circle doing our ritual, and acknowledging the earth and the sky, the 4 directions, north, east, south, west, and of course collective or connectedness. And thank you everyone so much. With that, I'm going to close the circle. Much love and many bright blessings. And I'll speak to you again really soon.